with Mixed Fitness. Today we are talking about the difference between hip extension and lumbar extension. So hip extension means you are extending your hip, which in standing position looks like so. Okay, so you use your glutes and hamstrings to do hip extension. Now lumbar extension means that this curve in your lower back is increasing. So if I throw my leg back and arch my lower back, then I'm doing hip extension plus lumbar extension. And lumbar extension is something that in most cases we want to avoid. So we need to learn the difference between using our glutes and hamstrings to do hip extension and not using our lumbar back, lumbar vertebrae, our lower back, to do extension. So I've talked about this in my bridges videos. If you've watched the videos on how to do bridges, we very commonly use our lower back to throw our hips up into the air. So you can find those videos and watch how you're supposed to do the bridge properly. But I also want to show you a couple other exercises where you may be using your lower back instead of your hips. So I'm going to come down to all fours. And exercises where you may be extending your leg, like let's say you're doing the bird dog, which is like so. You want to keep in mind how high you're lifting your leg. If you lift it here, you can see that I'm arching my lower back to get that height. But if I only lift it to here, then I'm squeezing my glutes and my lower back is protected. So that's what we want. So if you're doing bird dog, which I love, it's a great core stability exercise, don't worry about how high you're lifting your leg and go like so. Okay? If you find yourself doing this exercise, okay, for your glutes, this should be hip extension, and don't worry about the heights. You squeeze your glute and then back down. So we're not trying to involve our lower back in that. Okay, and an even more simple version is lying on the floor and squeezing your leg up like so. Now you're not going to get a whole lot of range of motion, so I think that's what we're trying to do, is always force range of motion, but don't worry about the height again. So you're just squeezing up and down. Okay, so I've just posted a blog about glute exercises, so you can reference that blog and see how to do glute exercises properly. But what I didn't include in that blog is teaching the difference between hip extension and lumbar extension, okay? So make sure you're protecting your lower back and not arching it anytime that you use your glutes. I will see you next time.